Welcome to Snipe Life. This is my dog Jinx, and today we're looking at The Chosen Season 2, Episode 4, one of my absolute favorite episodes, and we're going to dive into it. So, these episodes are obviously really hard to do sometimes because we have a lot of footage that I have to go through, and it's a lot of effort. So if you guys do want to support our channel and help us continue to do episodes like this, a really great way to do that is to support us on Patreon. Link is down in the description below. Or another way that you can help out is we have a thanks button now below each of our videos. So if you just want to donate $2, help us buy a coffee during the week, that could really help us out as well. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into episode 4 of season 2 of The Chosen.
Yeah!
Hey guys, real quick before we get started, just wanted to let you know that the first part of this video has some audio missing, so we're just using the camera audio. It's not going to sound as good, but I promise it gets better later on in this video, so just stick around. Thanks for watching.
We jump right into it. I don't want a grown man. Just a child. Yeah, I think that's really like a little tidbit.
It depends. There's some episodes where, yeah.
Oh. Wait, you hear those? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he do that just because he needs help? Probably. I would assume. Aw, cute. Is this prison?
No, not quite yet.
Did he go like join the army or something?
Sort of. We'll talk about it a little bit in a second.
What's in the water?
Okay, so super interesting opening,
Right.
to this one. So we have two brothers who grew up together. One of them's paralyzed, and they kind of helped each other out for a long time. And then one of them, the able-bodied one, left to go join a group called the Zealots. So we'll hear more about this later on, but he went there. Think about them like their rebellion against the Romans. Okay, so we'll see a lot more of them. But then he got stuck at this pool. This pool, we read in the Bible, is a place where the waters would get stirred up like that, some sort of geyser like type thing that was happening there, that would periodically go off during the day, and people believed that if whoever reached it first would be healed. So that's why he's there, is because he's trying to get healed, basically.
The other people that were there, were they different people? He was just the only one that was because...
Well, they're all basically sick. Either they have some sort of disease, or they're paralyzed as well, or other things. So they're trying to get healed as well. But they think that the first one that gets there will be healed.
So is the one that's
that joined the thing, is he part of the followers? Is that?
We'll have to see.
He looks familiar.
We'll have to see.
Okay. I think I'm onto something. That was really
Wait, so is this like a time jump?
No, we're basically read the end of that sequence
Okay.
that we just saw. Yeah.
So now he's like, no, training.
Sure.
You take this back and you bring me.
No, Lord, good God.
Not the police.
You ruined one of my cuts.
It did get his attention, Rabbi.
I'll be seeing you real soon, Simon.
Our people.
Yeah, I've never been to Jerusalem.
Really?
How is that possible? My father never took me and my mother to the feasts.
This is your first Feast of the Tabernacles.
No, this is just my first time in Jerusalem.
Tabernacle is a temporary dwelling. It's a tent. I know what the tabernacle is. I've taken Eden many times. Shot. Alright, I need some bodies to go into town.
Men are so
Daniel
strong.
gave me a list of supplies for this masterpiece of his. Pick me. Pick me, Simon.
To whom do you serve? El Shaddai, God of power and might, God of war. You will leave first thing in the morning. In Jerusalem, you will assassinate an enemy of God. The Roman magistrate, Rufus. You will be met by your brother in the city. My brother? A Jerusalem zealot and his team.
Just relax. Let us pray. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who bestows good things upon the unworthy.
The Birkat Hagumel, but that's the blessing for life-threatening situations.
You'll be fine. This is the first step to gaining a following.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who is good and does good.
There's no point. It was a dumb idea.
You're not going to try anymore. No, Jesse. If you don't have any hope, then why are you still here?
Can we believe that guy is here?
I saw him earlier. Who is that?
That is a ghost. Of the cohort A Urbani.
Secret police?
More like marshals. Elite soldier investigators. I heard the captain call him Atticus. Don't stare.
Never seen one before.
Or you have, and you didn't know.
Are you carrying weapons?
No.
You're free to go.
What was his crime?
Murder?
What is...
Oh, I am so hungry. It's all I can do not to bite into this pomegranate.
I was too. But the vendor had a stain on his tunic that looked like baby spit up. Made me nauseous.
I know. I heard you tell him that.
Be patient. You shouldn't eat right now. Your hands are filthy.
You really don't hold back, do you?
Eating. I say to you, brothers and sisters, fellow children of Adonai, we must always be on guard against the false prophets among us, who use God's word not to praise Him, not to glorify Him, but in the pursuit of
This guy is so irritating to me.
Makes sense. You're kind of the same person. All numbers and logic.
We should go.
Where? The meeting place is a block away.
What are the odds?
You guys are both actually calculating the odds. Look, just stay out of sight. The Pharisee doesn't know our faces. We see the others, we'll head them off. You see what I mean, though,
consider yourself to be devout.
about Matthew and you?
Please don't speak.
Just stay hating on Matthew.
No, he's eating some.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should do that, guys.
You want to celebrate the Feast of Booths? They still do this today, where they'll have a booth outside for 7 days, and they'll stay there.
With all due respect to Daniel, who has survived,
I thought Big James was the one that looked like Adam Sandler.
shall go
No, that's Little
year
James.
after year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts. If all the nations came to celebrate in Jerusalem, there will not be enough room, not by... I will not bore you with the calculations.
He's learning.
It will not be Jerusalem as we know it now.
Shmuel is here.
Our Shmuel?
He was on a street corner today, raising false prophecy.
What did Jesus already know that?
It means you, Rabbi.
He could have, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, well, he's been...
I'm joking. I know he means me, Simon. So Shmuel is in Jerusalem, talking about me. That's even better.
Yeah, this shot is so good. All that behind him, like the whole city of Jerusalem, is all like a fake background. But they did such a good job.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how they did like the set.
Yeah.
Someday someone will figure it out and they'll tell everybody. But for now, we have a checkpoint to pass. Everyone behave yourselves.
Is this foreshadowing?
Well, yeah.
For sure. I mean, imagine him walking by crosses like that, knowing what's coming.
Yeah, he
you know?
knows. Ugh. Does he have food?
Could you look any more Roman?
He does.
I'd have asked you to meet me in the town square if I'd known you'd show up looking like a senator.
I don't get paid to blend in.
But you've got a skilled assassin that wants to cancel his reservation. Did no one ever teach you to mix up the routine?
He's inflexible about it.
I want to kill him, Petronius, in the...
You're not clowning him, but I think he's kind of cute.
And I want to watch his rat pals scurry their way back to their nest with a story they can't glorify, can't teach to the next class of marks. And do you know why?
Why?
Because we were just better than they were. That's why.
You imagine like how bad it stinks. Like,
Right.
Did they even get food? They leave?
you gotta figure it out somehow. But I can't imagine like going to the bathroom. You know? Like, you know, it would just be so bad, dude.
Jesse?
So did they build this set?
This is a set in Utah that's a replication of
I'm your
Jerusalem.
brother, Simon.
Okay.
Do
Basically.
you remember me?
So no, they did not build it.
Simon?
So how long has he been there?
I've been here
38
25
years. Well, 25 here. He's been paralyzed for 38.
You
That's what
make
the
the
Bible tells us.
pilgrimage every holiday? Yes. And you knew I was here. Our order forbids coming to the pool of Bethesda. You left all of us. I left you to save you. Do I look saved to you? But that's not the only kind of pain. And you're not the only one who feels it. But you know what? I am at least doing something about mine. And I'm not sitting in a bed waiting to die.
Oh, shoot. That's a tweet.
But I can see it on both sides.
Have you
though.
said all you need to say? I have to be in the upper city. Ah, that's nearby. Less than a mile away. Might as well be 1,000 miles to me.
Oh.
And gather the outcast. I will change their shame into praise and renown in all the earth. Jesse,
They did a
When
good
you
job of
stand
making
on
that
2
man look
feet.
deranged.
I will know the Messiah has come. I will fight for the freedom of Zion in order to see that day.
Dang. Hopefully that doesn't throw him off his game.
How much time? Hey! What's the matter?
Yep.
Nothing. Just focused.
What if he screams out, "Simon, I'm healed!" Like right before the.
This is what all the
that he
fuss is
kills
about.
somebody.
An oversized mikveh.
I have a feeling we haven't seen it all yet.
I like the shot too, because it's like the superheroes.
Huh, right.
That's him. Oh. Him.
How did he know?
Because he's Jesus.
The one who's been here the longest. But doesn't belong.
Been here the longest, but doesn't belong.
The sad one.
Why do I get the feeling this isn't just a meeting?
Oh.
Do we need to be on the lookout?
No.
The one who's been here the longest, but doesn't belong.
Tweet.
Totally tweet. Retweet.
Shalom. I have a question for you.
Probably thinks he's hallucinating.
I'm having a really bad day. You've been having a bad day for a long time.
Right.
So?
Sir, I have no one to help me into the water when it's stirred up. And when I do get close, the others step down in front of me. And so...
Look at me.
Look at those eyes, man.
Look at me. That's not what I asked.
Oh God.
I'm not asking you about who's helping you,
About to cry.
or who's not helping, or who's getting in your way.
Right.
I'm asking about you.
I've tried.
Still not asking a question.
For a long time, I know. And you don't want false hope again, I understand. But this pool, it has nothing for you. It means nothing. And you know it. You don't need this pool. You only need me.
Sheesh.
So,
Again.
do you want to be healed?
Yes. Say it.
So let's go. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk.
That's so cool that they do that.
What, marking down?
Yeah, that's like them like writing the books.
I thought you were about to put on an iPhone, but I forgot what it
The guy next to him's like, dude,
What about me?
My
me?
turn?
Somebody else? Come back.
I'm free to walk, like he said. Don't forget your bed.
Why does this matter?
Because you're not coming back here. That life is over.
Oh God.
Everything changes now.
He performs a magic trick and tells you to commit a sin. A false prophet. This will be reported.
Report whatever you want. I'm standing on two legs. I'm sorry. I need to go find my brother.
Oh, he's so happy.
Oh, sorry. It's my first time. I curse you! Your family! Your children!
Your family!
Your children!
Your
Children! They are
children!
children! I curse them to! Your children!
He's gonna kill him.
Why would...
He just kills him.
I believed it for a second. What if he was like, you're possessed? Oh, that's so cute. He's been in that place for like years.
Man, he reeks.
Y'all, enjoy the moment.
So he has family. Huh? Get it? Yes!
That was good. Thank you for letting me see that.
Thank you for being with me.
Oh.
Well, the Pharisees were pretty upset. Waiting 30 more minutes wouldn't have mattered to that man. Why did you do this on Shabbat?
Sometimes you gotta stir up the water.
Wow. He knew that he was the other side of it or whatever. Basically, like...
Probably, but that is part of the show. That's not necessarily scripture.
Yep.
That was such a good episode.
Yeah. Well, here we are. Episode 4, season 2 of The Chosen. What do you guys think?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I did cry. I was like, that was it was like an emotional roller coaster, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just like, oh, happy, sad moment.
It's very suspenseful. Like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Murdering, because we knew murder was gonna happen.
Murdering.
But
Woo!
what? and
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Who? What? When? Where?
This episode in particular is just so good. I love the first, like, that first 10, 12 minutes section. Like, there's no dialogue at all.
Yeah.
And yet the story is still, like, so
powerful.
beautifully told there.
Yes.
And what did you guys think about the relationship between the brothers in general?
I thought it was like typical, like, I feel like it's kind of everyday stuff. You know, you could just tell that they were, and he wanted a better life for his brother. I knew it was coming before it was coming. Because,
Right.
Yeah.
You know, once the note just kind of confirmed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, so we see in the Bible, we know Simon the Zealot. Do you guys recognize that name?
Yeah.
I knew
So,
Simon the Zealot.
So Simon the Zealot is one of the 12. And then Jesse, we don't know his name, but there's a man at the pool of Bethesda who was paralyzed, or an invalid is what they call it in the Bible, for 38 years.
Wait, so do we know that they're actually brothers, or did you say
No.
that was just
So-
like a chosen?
That was a
thing?
story for the story,
wonder
right? They're
why
doing
they
it for
did
the
that.
story.
Like, do you think it's more impactful that they're like related? Like, so then at the end,
I think it was just a really clever and interesting
Yeah.
way to kind of bring in the
Connect the
Zealots
two.
and to bring in, the pool of Bethesda and all
Yeah.
that.
hot dog.
Like, it just worked really well as a story, I think, together.
That was a good choice.
But yeah, that didn't actually happen that way in scripture, as far as we know. So, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I love this episode. What did you guys think about Atticus Emilius?
The guy that was always eating?
He was, yeah, the guy always
Always
eating,
munching?
I don't know. I just felt like he was a clever detective.
Yeah, but
was
he's
trying
very
to-
smart. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
fact that
kind
he
of
put
the,
everything together. I was like, oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he like was undercover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that you get of him. We're going to see more of him in a bit, but he's definitely like that kind of detective sort of thing.
Right.
He's part of a group called the Cohorte Urbane, which is
Like
the urban cohort in English. And so he comes from Rome. He works with Rome, but he's basically like a secret police. You can imagine him that
He's
way.
a ghost.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
So yeah, so that's kind of his role, and we'll see a little bit more of him as well. So the group's kind of getting together. Matthew is still there with the boys and going through all that. Anything else from the episode you guys want to point out?
Something that I kept thinking about is, like, we always hear, like, he'll leave the 99 to pursue the one.
Yeah.
And like we really don't understand, like it's really hard to personalize because there's 7 billion people in the world or whatever. And then like, I don't know, just seeing that, it's like all of those people were there, all of them were sick. And he chose him to pursue. And like just thinking that like God feels that way about you and you and you. It's like hard to comprehend because we're humans and we don't have that love, that abundance of love to give, but that's what God is. So I don't know, I just thought that was really cool and helped me kind of materialize the thought of like, he's pursuing you because he wants you. So, yeah.
I definitely related a lot when he was like, you don't need this, you don't need that. And he's like, I didn't ask who can help you, who's tried to help you. He's just like, all you need is me. And I was like, So excuses. Got it. Distraction. Got it.
Yeah.
You know you don't need this and you know there's no hope, but yet you're here.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it's like everything is so like intentional and like full circle. Like the whole like I didn't even understand the context of like pick up your mat and walk. Like
Same.
like I thought I was like, well duh, he's telling him that because he's not like paralyzed anymore.
Right.
But I didn't know that it was seen as like disrespectful.
Like,
I didn't even think about that, which that
about
just
it
makes it like 10 times cooler in what God is doing. So
yeah, and that actually happens in scripture as well, where he picks up his mat, and what they're talking about there too is like there's a difference between the actual law, right, like the 613 like rules and laws that the Jewish people had, and then on top of that there's even more oral traditions that the Pharisees would have you follow.
Right.
So like picking up your mat and moving it to another dwelling on Shabbat, like that was an oral tradition that's not actually in God's law, but they kind of made it up and added it to it. You see what I'm saying? So so there John's like, what are you talking, like it's not against the law, like what are you talking about, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a cool way of Jesus being like, I am the law, you know?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. It was like he could wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess it was a statement then, because it's like, you know.
And then we also had the Feast of Booths.
The
Feast of Tabernacles, which essentially is like we said, like you have a 7-day period where you're staying in the tent to kind of relive what it was like for the Israelites when they were in the wilderness. So that's why like it's like a thatch roof that allows the rain to come through, because it's reminding you like you're with the elements, and you know everything kind of affects you, and it's a temporary dwelling that, you know, if the Israelites were out in the wilderness, they're gonna set up for a little bit and then go somewhere else, and then set up for a little bit and go somewhere else, right? So it's kind of a reminder of that, and like Jesus said, it's a leveler of people. So like whether you have $1 million in the bank or $2 in the bank, everybody's sleeping outside, right? So it's kind of an interesting thing, but they definitely still do it today. I know even our friends over at Grafted, our friends that run the channel Grafted, they're Messianic Jews, and so even though they believe in the Messiah, right? They believe in Jesus. They still practice the holy days, which this is one of the big feasts that they practice too with their families.
You were saying you told her note the place with the bubbles in the water. So you said that was real?
Oh, in John, I don't remember what chapter, but there's like a specific section that some Bibles say this wasn't in the actual manuscript or whatever. And it was that what Simon was saying, where some people believe that angels came to stir up the water, but it also had pagan connotations and stuff like that. We believe that maybe it was like, that one wasn't a notation. That was just known.
It could have been a notation that was added in. So when people would write down the Bible, right? Like a scribe would go from Bible to Bible and kind of rewrite it. They would sometimes add in notations, like a side note, right? Of like, here's the culture at this time to kind of understand, right? And so one of those side notes was, at least what we believe to be, that the angel would come and stir up the water, right? Like that was a belief that people had. So if you look in the King James Bible, which is not as accurate as the Bibles that we have today, if you look at the original, like the older version of the King James Bible, you'll see that this verse is in there, and it says an angel would come and stir up the waters. So there's a lot of people who would come, and they would believe that that's how God did that. But think about the person of God.
Even
right?
when Simon the Zealot said, he said, why would God pit up sick people against each other? Yeah. And like, I 100% agree with that.
Right. The God that I serve and the God that I've come to know, like, he doesn't work that way, right? He's not like, okay, sick people run, and whoever gets there first, you get healed, right?
So that's why he was saying, I came to stir up the waters. It was like a play on words.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
Yep. So, yeah, he's this episode is definitely super, super well written, and I think 5 and 6 are very close in following suit. So, cool. That's episode 4.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and rate it. Taylor, what do you think?
Totally rating this an 8 out of 10.
Okay, starting off pretty strong
I'm gonna do
today.
8.5 because it made me cry.
Okay, nice.
I'll do 8 to give room to grow.
Okay, no worries. What about
I don't
you?
know, it was a 9.
9. Okay.
Really? And you usually
You're
rate
usually
them
the low
low.
one, yeah. Very cool. What do you think about this one?
It's up there for me.
Yeah.
8. 8 sounds fine. I'll go with that.
Yeah, I think definitely 8.5 is a pretty good solid score for this one. I think it's really, really good. I just love that first section, like the cinematography and the storytelling that comes with no dialogue. It just blows my mind that they can do such a good job in that. So make sure you guys stick around. Make sure you're subscribed because we're going to be doing more of these. Obviously finishing out season 2, but also eventually getting into season 3 later this year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Continue to see how my friends kind of react to The Chosen and how they've kind of fallen in love with it a little bit. So
a little.
We'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for being part of our community. Peace.